can somebody do Sahana Vavatu, please?
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Punaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavati Tamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Samichinam. So I was Harinder ji, if you also have that email.
Yes, I do.
Then if the document needs to be shared, if you could.
I can share. Yeah.
Okay.
Now or later?
Let me, I can look at it to make sure that I teach what is suggested by Swaminiji, and then later on you can share. Okay, so as I was saying, the kta pratyaya, this is a pratyaya, sharing the screen. Okay, so we have the kta pratyaya, and this is what we had seen yesterday, kta and the ktavatu, and these are pratyayau because they are, it is two of them. So the kta and the ktavatu pratyayau, but if I remove this kta and if I remove that word pratyayau from there, then it will become kta ktavatu. So here also this kta ktavatu pratyayau is also dvivachanam. Dvivachanam, and the kta ktavatu is also dvivachanam. Sadhu? Okay. So in general, the kta pratyaya applies to the karma padam, and the ktavatu pratyaya applies to the karta in general. But this kta can also apply to the kartrupadam, in which case we actually refer to it as kartarikta or karmanikta. So the sentence we had seen yesterday of Ramaha Gataha. So when you say Ramaha Gataha, we are doing kartarikta, and when you do Gramaha Gataha, Pathaha Pathitaha, then we are doing karmanikta. Sadhu. But then the ktavatu pratyaya is applicable only to the karta. And so when and the understanding can be simple. The only reason they are paired together is because of the similarity. The form is also similar. So without looking at whether it is applying to the karta or not, if you take a dhatuhu and look at its forms. So if you take the dhatuhu pat, then the kta pratyaya is pathitaha, and the ktavatu pratyaya is pathitavan.
Why does it become pathitaha e, not pathataha?
Some niyamaha by which the e is to be included.
Okay.
There is one other attribute of a dhatuhu. There are attributes of a dhatuhu which indicate whether or not it will take an e or not. Sat, anit, and sat is it. Anit is without the it, and sat, anit, and wait. I think there is some other attribute that determines whether or not it will take the e. So the one that we saw is for the gam dhatuhu. So for the gam dhatuhu, it is gataha and gatavan. Then if you look at the kad dhatuhu, so for the gam, you didn't have the e. For the kad dhatuhu, it is khaditaha. But you should be alarmed if I use khaditaha. Why? It is referring to a pullinga word. Then I'm probably referring to some human being that got eaten up by a rakshasa. So khaditaha is referring to the karma padam. So if I want to refer to the fruit that is being eaten, then I would say khaditam. But I want you to just know that we are talking about the form, and then we will look at the whom it applies to. So khaditaha and khaditavan. So a vegetable is a pullinga word. You can say shakaha. Shakaha is a vegetable. So shakaha is khaditaha. The vegetable is eaten. So that way it need not be a himsatmaka devouring. So we will have a few words like this. And as Swamini ji had said, there was the samprasaranam comes with respect to the words like vad. So for the vad, the kta pratyaya will be uktaha, and this is uktavan. That samprasaranam is like a reverse yan. Right? For the yan sandhihi, we saw that the I, U, R, L become ya, va, ra, la. This samprasaranam is the reverse of the yan sandhihi, where the va becomes an u, ya will become an I, and so on.
Vidyaji, sorry, when you say uktavan, is it the full na or the half na? Is it, does it have a halantyam?
Is the hal not visible?
I can't see the word at all.
Oh, okay. It is not khaditavana. So it is khaditavan.
Okay, thank you.
Others, are you able to see the screen with all the words?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Something in mind.
Maybe you have to, you had zoomed and maybe now you have to zoom it back.
No, the screen is
Okay.
very,
Yeah.
it's visible very well.
Okay. So vad is ukta. So here I'm writing that we are looking at the dhatuhu, and that patitaha is the kta form. The kta ending. So this will become ktanta. Ktantam padam. It is a word. So I will say it is a ktantam. And this one will be, sandhi will happen and it will become ktavatvantam. Ktavatu antam ktavatvantam. Okay, so I meant to say that it is applicable to the karta and to the karma. The benefits of doing on the paint. So this is referring in general to the karma, and in general this is referring to the karta. Sadhu. So
one
yes.
question, where does the E come from, patitaha?
It is packaged in the
It's packaged.
dhatu definition.
But it's not in gam.
Right, that some
Okay.
dhatus will not have the E
Okay.
modification, and some dhatus will have the modification.
Okay. So we won't know. We just have to learn that.
Yes, you have to learn
Yes.
that, and you will become, you will automatically, you will be able to, by the spread of, by exposure to more and more of the literature, you will be able to know whether or not it takes the E. So we will look at some formal, some common words that we will find. Nata means with the head bent. So namati is the dhatuhu. So for the nam dhatuhu, nata and natavan. And sevita, save, atmanepadi dhatuhu. Save, here it is, sevitaha, vanditaha, sevitavan. So when you use it in sentences, can I take a new paint document? I will share these with you. So, okay, here. So how do you make these sentences? So we will start off with a simple sentence. We will start off with Ramaha Patham Pathati. So this is a Vartamana Kalaha. It is a present tense. Now, the same thing in Karmani Prayogaha would be Ramena Pathaha Pathyate. So Ramaha Patham Pathati, Ramena Pathaha Pathyate. So Ramaha Patham Pathati is the active voice, Kartari Prayogaha. Ramena Pathaha Pathyate is the passive voice. Now you can convert them into Bhutakalaha using these pratyayas without doing the apathat and apathyata. Kshamyatam. So what we can say is Ramaha Patham Patitavan and Ramena Pathaha patitah. So in both these cases, we are saying something in the past tense. Yes?
So Rama studies his book, right?
Rama studied the lesson.
Studied. Okay.
So Ramaha patham patati will be reads. Patitavan is Rama read. Ramena patha patitaha is lesson was read. Any other prashna? Does anybody else have a question? Okay. So let me look at the notes that Swaminiji has sent. So we saw that Gataha and Gatavan. So if you, instead of Ramaha, if you did Sita, then it will become, so Ramaha Patham Patitavan, Sita Patham Patitavati. And if you do Balaha Patham Patitavan, Balau Patham Patitavantau, Balaha Patham Patitavantaha. So what did I do now? I did two changes. We saw Ramaha Patitavan, and we saw Sita Patitavati. Ramaha Patitavan and Sita Patitavati. Okay, this is one modification that I did. And the other modification I did was, instead of Ramaha, I will now change it to Balaha. Then it will become Balaha Patitavan Balau Patitavantau and Balaha Patitavantaha. This is the Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam and Bahuvachanam in Pullingam. And in Strilingam, as Swaminiji said yesterday, it is going to be like a Nadi Shabdaha. Bhagavan, Bhagavantau, Bhagavantaha. Patitavan, Patitavantau, Patitavantaha. For Strilingam, Nadi, Nadyau, Nadyaha, Patitavati, Patitavatyau, Patitavatyaha. So, Bala, Patitavati, Bale, Patitavatyau, and Balaha Patitavatyah. Sadhu. So similarly, the the Kta Pratyaya also. So what we have done here is the Ktavatu Pratyaya. So for the Kta Pratyaya, it will be Pathaha Patitaha, Pathau, Patitau, and Pathaha, Patitaha. And for Strilingam, it will be Katha Patita. What is Katha Patita?
The story is read.
Sita, like Sita.
Right. Katha, story. So Katha Patita, the story was read. Kathe, Patite, 2 stories were read. Kathaha, Patitaha. Many stories were read. And instead of translating all the Vachanam, all the count, I will just say part lesson. I'll write on the right, and I will write do only for the lessons were read.
Vidyaji, for Patha Patitaha, we don't have like Ramaha, Ramau. Oh, Ramaha. Okay. So that is, sorry.
No. So stories were, so you were thinking that it was a verb, and that is what you were
Yes.
going to tell me.
Yes,
But then
sorry.
you realize that it's
Yeah.
not a verb, but it is a noun.
Yeah.
So here it is, boys read and girls read. Then you can also have stotram or pustakam. Pustakam is a book. Vakyam. Vakyam is a word. So let us do Vakyam. Vakyam Pathitam Vakye Pathite Vakyani Pathitani. And this means that sentences were read. Any question, comment? You want to venture to make anything? Make a sentence yourselves. Harinderji?
I'm thinking.
So first is
Oh,
think
we
of a verb.
can. Okay, so pashyati,
Okay.
pashyati, we can start.
Pash, I will start another document with your
Drish, I mean, drish.
So you can say pat,
So,
but you must know that pat will become drish.
yes,
So I
pashyati,
will
but it will.
expand this and add forms to this one. So pash or drish.
So which
Oh.
one will be? Is it when we make the
It will
participle?
be drish.
Drish.
So pash will become drishtaha. I'm just putting this in pullingam form, but you choose whatever you want to do. And drishtavati for the ktavatu pratyaya. You don't have to do both at the same time because you're jumping from kartari prayogaha to karmani prayogaha, etc. You can just stick to doing one or the other. But the thing to remember is that both of them are similar. So in one iteration, look at them as the similarity between the kta pratyaya and the ktavatu pratyaya. Nataha, natavan, drishtaha, drishtavati. Oh, I don't know why I did drishtavati. So from one perspective, you just know that the forms are similar.
Yeah.
Then from another perspective, you please note that one is for, they are totally different. They are approaching from a different angle, right? One is for applicable to the karta and the other is applicable to the karma.
So if I say Ramam Drishtavan, that's
Ramam Drishtavan means Rama
is seen.
Ramam Drishtavan means you are actually saying that somebody else, XYZ, Ramam Drishtavan, and XYZ.
Right. Yes.
But you need to supply because connecting Ramam
So
and
so by someone, I have to say.
No, not by someone. Because if you use Drishtavan, you are only doing Kartari Prayoga.
Yes.
So you have to say Dasharatha Ramam Drishtavan.
Yes.
So I can add that sentence to here. I don't have room. No, I have to open another paint. So you said, am I still sharing? Yes. So you said Dasharatha Ramam Drishtavan Sadhu. Next, anybody else? So the way to go about it is pick a Kriya Padam. Don't feel hesitant. Pick a Kriya Padam and then we'll figure out what the forms are and how to put it in a sentence. Saraji?
Okay, so pat dhatu. So it would be patavan, right?
Is that the fall?
No, pat.
Oh, then that we already did.
Okay, how about fall?
Right?
Pat dhatu, to fall.
Okay, so when you now if you say pat, we have to remember what is this pat dhatuhu, what is the additional attribute we need to know about it when we are talking about karta, karma and kriya, subject, object and the verb.
Well, you want to know whether it's being used in a passive or active sense, right?
No, whether or not it is sakarmaka or akarmaka.
Oh,
Whether it takes,
sakarmaka. Okay, sure.
So,
so it would be sakarmaka, right?
fall?
To fall. Oh no, that's akarmaka, right?
Correct. So
yeah,
pat
okay.
is an akarmaka dhatu.
Akarmaka dhatu. Okay.
And if it is akarmakaha, then you won't have it is it is kind of, it along with the bhave prayoga, since it is not, there is no karma padam that is
Right.
applicable to it, we can still use patitam. When we use it as an adjective, we can use it in any form. There is a slight nuance that we have to recognize later on. But right now, we can go ahead. So how do you want to use it, in active or passive?
So how about active?
Okay.
And so balaha vrikshat patitavan.
Okay. So balaha, can I ask you to use strilingam, because we've not done any strilingam so far?
Okay. Balika.
Okay. So balika vrikshat.
Oh, patitavati. Patitavati, right?
Correct. So
Okay.
balika vrikshat. But this vrikshat is masala.
Yeah.
Because it is masala, I will use a different color for it.
So they know that it's an additional word that wouldn't necessarily add to the meaning of it.
It doesn't, it adds to the meaning, but it doesn't change. It is
I
not
see.
affected by the changes.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Vrikshat patitavati.
Patitavati.
Okay. Vasanti ji?
Yes. Da, the word da.
What is that?
Da becomes diyate.
Okay, you are speaking in the sense of, I wasn't sure if you, dadati, yachati. Okay, so in, it is a diyate, but here it is different. The da becoming di was in karmani prayogaha. So here it is dattavan.
Oh.
Dattavan, dattavati.
So with this, you don't really need to think about what the karmani prayoga verb is, right?
Correct.
Yeah. You can still have passive voice without using a karmani prayoga verb, right?
Correct. Because,
Right.
so you see, along the same lines, you can also have a kartari prayoga sentence without using a kartari verb.
Right, right.
Because these are all directly connected to the dhatuhu.
Right.
It's not connected to the verb. It is connected directly to the dhatuhu. So the evolution is from the, modification is from the dhatuhu.
Right.
Then how do we know that diyate becomes dattavan? How means how?
Diyate does not become dattavan. Da is dattavan.
Da is okay.
Da is dattavan, da is dadati, da is diyate. So all of them are evolving from the, so that's a good, that is a good thing that you are asking. So what I'm going to do is look at, let us use a kriya padam that Swamini ji used. So we have the word vad. So we know its form vadati in kartari prayoga. We know it in different lakaras. Correct? Then we have learned vadati in the udyate, which is the karmani prayoga form. So when I put dot, 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 it is vadati. Vadishyati. Oh, we didn't learn vadishyati. Kshamyatam. Vadati, vadatu. If we had done the bhavishyat kalaha, we would have seen that e coming into play. vadishyati, vadati will become vadishyati.
That's future tense, right?
Yes, future tense. So vadatu, then we saw avadat, and we saw vadet. Similarly, udyate, udyatam, I think it would be audyata, and udyeta. Even though we did not go over all these forms, anuktamapyuhati pandito janah. A smart person is able to guess even that which has not been told. Because you know all the Atmanepadi forms, and because you know that Udyate is like an Atmanepadi form, you can all guess that you now know the Bhutakalaha, the Lot Lakaraha, and the Vidhiling Lakaraha for the Karmani Prayogaha also. Sadhu? Okay. Vasanti is not.
I don't know about that.
Statement. Huh?
I'm not so sure I would be able to generate that.
But you can think about it. Sadhu?
Let's say an experienced person would know.
No, I mean, you're all, you just have not been given the time to think about it. That is all.
Yes, true.
Okay. So now what we are learning is two forms, which is, now we are doing vadati, udyate. Now we are doing the kta pratyayah. Uktavan. It is the same ktavatu pratyayah, sorry. It is the same ktavatu pratyayah, uktavan, uktavati, and in Napunsakalingam also it is possible, uktavat. And you know the kta pratyayah is uktah, ukta, uktam. Now, these two are kriyapadani, meaning those two sets are verbs. And these two are nouns. And this is the root verb. So now you know from that vad dhatuhu, all of these are connected directly to the vad. They are not mutually connected to each other. Then you can substitute for the avadat, you can substitute uktavan, uktavati, and uktavat. And for udyate, audyata. So for audyata, you can substitute uktah, ukta, uktam as a verb substitution. What do we mean by that? We mean Ramaha avadat. Rama said, Ramaha uktavan Rama said. Sita avadat, Sita uktavati, Sita said. And in Napunsakalingam, we have Mitram is a Napunsakalinga word for friend. So we generally use that as the standard example. So Mitram avadat, Mitram uktavan. Mitram uktavat, kshamitam. Mitram avadat, Mitram uktavat. Okay, so others, I'm not able to see all of you. Who would like to make more sentences?
I would like to try one.
Okay, yes, please.
Yeah, for the save dhatu, I made Bhagavati Sevitavati.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that the goddess was worshipped.
No, that is not what you said. What did you say? Sevitavati is applying to the karta or the karma?
Sevitavati is okay. So okay, so it should be okay, so I should have said somebody is doing seva to the Bhagavati.
Right, correct.
Okay, so it should have been
Bhaktaha.
Bhaktaha Sevita. No, so it would be Bhaktena, right? Because by the
No, so first and foremost, bhaktaha is the karta.
okay.
Who is the karma?
Bhagavati.
Bhagavati.
Yeah.
So, bhaktaha Bhagavatim Sevitavan. That would be in the active voice, yes.
Mhm.
And in the passive voice, it would be want to
Bhaktena
try? Bhaktena.
Bhagavati Sevitaha.
Bhagavati is a girl or a boy? Girl or a boy?
Devaha. Oh, sorry, Bhaktena Devaha Sevitaha.
Why we did Bhagavati?
Why did he-
You want to abandon Bhagavati?
No, I got confused how to like manage the genders.
Right, right. So no, don't get, I mean, it is fair to get confused, but let us go to our reference page. Somewhere we made a reference, right? So you did Devaha Uktaha. Devi Ukta. We did some such sentence somewhere, correct? Here. We did Pathaha Patitaha, Pathau Patitau, Pathaha Patitaha, or Pathaha Patitaha, Katha Patita, Vakyam Patitam. So in your case, it will be Devaha Sevitaha, Deva Bhagavan Sevitaha, Bhagavan is worshipped, Bhagavati Sevita, Bhagavati is worshipped, and Shivalingam Sevitam, Shivalingam is worshipped.
Okay.
It will, the karma padam will have the lingam and therefore the gender. So we have bhaktena bhagavati. So what will it be?
Sevita.
Sevita.
Bhaktena bhagavati sevita. Samichinam. Sadhu?
Yes.
All right.
Could we translate both sentences into English?
Sure, sure. So we'll do everything. Dasharatha Ramam Drishtavan. Dasharatha saw Rama, Balika vrikshat patitavati, girl fell from the tree. Bhaktah Bhagavatim Sevitavan, devotee, goddess, worshipped, meaning devotee worshipped goddess. And Bhaktena, by devotee, goddess. Goddess takes double D.
Yes.
Okay. By devotee, goddess was worshipped.
Vidyaji, why did it come as Sevita again?
So Sevita is referring to the karma padam, object. And what is the object
like
here?
Sita. Yeah, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
Bhagavati is the object, that is Strilingam, and Strilingam takes that Sita thing, that's why it is Sevita, correct?
Right,
Okay.
Sevita. Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I was getting confused that it is Ikaranta and this is still like Sita, right? So that's why I was confused.
So the Antima Varna, the ending letter does not influence.
Okay,
It is only the lingam that matters.
okay.
So that is why you have Bhagavan Dadati, or no, Bhagavan
Dadataha.
Sevitaha, Bhagavan Sevitaha, God is worshipped.
Mhm.
Male God is worshipped. And for example, Bhaktaha Sevitavan, Bhaktaha is an Akaranta Shabdaha, Sevitavan is a Takaranta Shabdaha. So, but both of them are Visheshanam Visheshyam to each other. Bhaktaha Sevitavan are Visheshana Visheshya Bhavaha. They are adjective noun relationship.
Mhm. So, Vidyaji, could we keep devotee singular and make the rest of the sentences plural?
Okay, you want to drive me?
I know.
Yes.
Yes. No.
So what will this be?
So devotee will remain Bhaktaha.
No, you wanted me to make many devotees, correct?
No, just one devotee. But,
one devotee worshipping to many gods.
Yeah, many goddesses.
You are not paying attention to Swaminiji's classes, I can tell.
No, that's okay. Just for the sake of example.
No, yes, certainly.
Just for the sake of example.
No, all of them are. I was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Bhaktaha.
So Bhaktaha.
You want to do male god or female god?
I really do. Male is easier because I can remember.
You think male is easier? Male is
because I have Akara Shabda. That's why.
So no, male is not. If you're doing Bhagavan, it is Takaranta Shabda.
Oh, Takara. So it's gonna be difficult. Anyway.
No,
so
we can do Bhagavan, Bhagavantau,
Bhagavantaha.
Bhagavantaha. It is like our
yes.
What did we do? Where did we do here? Right? Patitavan, Patitavantau, Patitavantaha.
Okay.
Bhagavan, Bhagavantau, Bhagavantaha. So we can do that itself.
Yes. Okay. So.
But you are doing it in how many gods do you want to worship?
Let's say 2.
Okay. Then it will be the same in both the usage. So Bhaktaha, Bhagavantau.
Bhagavantau.
You want to use the same Sevitavan, you want to do Natavan, you want to do Vanditavan.
No, let's do the same word. Verb.
Okay. Sevitavan.
Okay.
So this Bhagavanto is 2, 1.
Yes.
It is the object.
Uh-huh.
And then
So
here,
nothing happens to Sevitavan. Uh-huh.
no, because
Okay.
it is affecting only the karta, the subject.
Oh, so that's what, then maybe we should, let's try two bhaktas worship.
Worshipping how many devas?
2 devas. I mean, doesn't matter. One or
2 and 2, you will confuse between the,
Yeah.
you use a different vachanam for, you make it bahuvachanam.
Okay, bahuvachan.
So it will be bhaktaha.
Uh-huh.
Bhaktaha bhagavantau sevitavantah.
That's what happens.
Bhaktaha bhagavantau sevitavantah. And
okay.
what will the other form be? Passive voice form be? Bhaktaha will become?
Oh, bhaktaihi. Bhaktaihi.
And what will happen to Bhagavantau?
Bhagavanto, it will remain Bhagavanto.
But this Bhagavantau will be
but
what
this will be,
Bhagavantau?
but that will be, yes, it will be the subject.
So it will be one.
One.
It won't be the subject.
No.
It will be, sorry, this one is 2, 2.
Yeah, that's 2, 2. This will be
and
2.
This one will be 1, 2.
1, 2, I mean. Yes.
So Bhagavantau in the other case is object, and in this case,
right.
It is still the object, but it is in Prathama Vibhakti.
Yeah.
Bhaktaihi Bhagavantau.
Okay, what is that?
Sevitavantaihi. Is that right? No.
No.
Sevitavataha.
No. First determine, are you doing Tavatu Pratyayaha or are you doing Kta? Tavatu applies to the Karta.
Tavatu.
No, this is not karta. This is karmani, no?
So bhaktaihi bhagavantau, it is a karmani prayoga. So we need the form that will represent the karma.
Okay.
Harindarji.
I'm supposed to. So 1 second.
Could it be Sevitavantau?
I was going to say Sevitani.
Can we go to that example page?
Sevitani? No.
Okay. So let us.
I don't.
This one?
Yeah.
Katha patita, kathe patite.
Yes, okay.
Kathaha patitaha.
Patitaha.
Sevitaha.
Well, in our case, it is Bhagavantau Pullingam. So it will be Pathaha Patitaha, Pathau Patitau, Pathaha Patitaha.
Yeah,
So Sevitaha.
No, it should go with the Bhagavantau.
Oh.
sevitau.
Tau. Sevitau.
Bhaktaihi bhagavantau sevitau. The two Bhagavans were worshipped by many bhaktaha. Bhaktaha bhagavantau sevitavantah. So bhaktaha is 1,3. Sevitavantah is 1,3. Bhaktaihi is 3,3. Bhagavantau is 1,2. And sevitau is also 1,2. Right? So let me see if I can overload it with the color. So Ramam Drishtavan, Dasharatha Ramam Drishtavan. The pairing is between Dasharatha and Drishtavan. Balika and Patitavati. Bhaktaha and Sevitavan. So Bhaktaha and Sevitavantaha. And then in these, the Bhagavati, can I use the same color or you want me to use a different? I can use a different color.
Same color.
So here, Bhagavati Sevita, Bhagavantau Sevitau. The relationship is between the Karma Padam and the Kriya Padam.
Vidyaji, do you have some ready tables? So when we are doing it, we can see like we have the verb ending tables like that. Do you have something?
You mean you want the various forms for you want the various Ktavatu and the Kta endings for the various Kriya Padani?
Yes.
Yes, I will give it to you. I will also see if Swamini ji has, it is not there. Swamini ji's document gives you the rules for making the conversion. And I will look at the other homework document. Give me a second. And I'll see if in the homework document, if there are, if the forms are given. If the forms are not given, I will add them. Okay, Swamini ji has not given you the list of formations. I will give you the list of formations for the verbs that are requested. Very nice. Swamini ji has given you a mix of that is part of the homework. The homework is to provide the various forms for dhatus. So if I give that to you, then I'm giving you the answer to the homework. But we will see that. Yes, so that is what you need to do. So you do need to know the rule for, can I stop sharing? Would anybody like to do more sentences? Okay. So, where is my share? So we'll go over all of these when we do the revision. So you do need to know the rules. So what you can do is like how we made a table at the end of the first session. Like that, you keep the rules that are required per irrespective of the Ganaha. You keep the rules, including whatever rules are required for the Ganaha, and then you write down the Dhatuhu and the Kta and the Ktavatu form. For the various Dhatus, you write down, after knowing the rule, and going over the various verbs that we have, you can make your own glossary. How do you make your own glossary? Anytime you do an exercise, at that time, the Kriyapadam that has been encountered, you spend time looking at referencing various documents and using it in that sentence. But that used form, you jot down in a separate page so that you can always go there and refer to, oh, these are all the Kriyapadani, all the verbs that we have seen. These are all the Kta Pratyayas that we have seen. That way, you are cataloging the material that you're learning, so that when you go back and look, you will be able to see the pattern, and it will help you with retention too. So we can do that as part of our revision review sessions.
For learning, you are sending us material now, no?
Yes.
I can put them in the chat box now. So this is homework, and this is the handout Swamiji sent via email.
So the homework is a lot. Don't panic. Have fun doing the homework. And take your time. Take your time, because as you saw, Lalita ji, when she did her Bhagavati, she dropped Bhagavati like a hot potato and ran off to Devaha. So you can take your time, and you can, it's okay, even if the word ends up in the wrong position, when you go back and review, you will be able to see, oh, this needs to have been corrected. You can make those corrections subsequently too.
Vidyaji, I think that cataloging which you were saying, no, only after we get it corrected,
Yes.
because how many mistakes will be made in between?
True, correct. After your knowledge has been filtered, after it has been putam, after it has been corrected, you can do the cataloging.
Yes. Now we cannot complain that we don't have enough to do.
That is true. Okay.
Oh.
Shanti Mantram, if anybody wants to make another sentence, please go ahead. Otherwise, can somebody do the Shanti Mantram? Sarve Bhavantu.
Sarve Bhavantu Sukinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma
Kashchit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet.
Ma Kashchit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, Samichinam. And we had an adventure at the start of the class, but I think we survived it.
Okay,
It was wonderful. And